All right. Good morning, traders. Good morning. Good morning. You should see my screen, hear my voice, talk to me, talk to each other. Good morning, Doug. Good morning, Don, Bob C, and Kyle. Good morning to you both. Good Tuesday morning, Kent. Am I showing the wrong screen, Don? Don, you are always on it, man. Let me. I see it now. You're not wrong. Good morning, Cap Z. Good morning, Victor. Good morning, Mike. Hi, Gabe. Good morning, Tony Z. Good to see everyone. Good morning, Peter. All right, officially, good morning and welcome to the Options Income Launchpad Tuesday opening bell. I am Scott. Love the energy. Thanks everyone for bringing that. Good to have you with us, Stephen. As always, let me remind you what we do is for education, illustrative purposes only, nothing intended as a recommendation to buy or sell. We're not brokers or advisors. We don't give personalized investment advice. Any decisions made from information on the platform should be done so at your own risk. Yada, yada, yada. Good morning, FP. Good morning to you, Lee. We know the agenda. Let's go look at the market. uh, Amazon is going to become shippers apparently, and FedEx and UPS both got popped a little bit for it. um, okay, let me make sure I'm set up with what I need here. Give me a second. Uh, I hope that's impactful, Stephen. I hope that's a viable, solution, even short term. That thing's definitely got to open, whatever it takes, right? I mean, uh, so fingers crossed. Amen to that. I 100% agree. Amen to that. All right, so let's talk about it. What do we have going on today? Markets are bullish. You can see the S&P continuing to push higher. Volume yesterday did not. Um, did not give us above average volume. We got two average, but not above average. Okay. Let's look at some of the trades. So, what do we have? Well, let's just go through the whole list. Here's Apple. Apple still seems to be in its flag right now. So, it's a tough one when it's coming out of earnings, right? Because if I look at earnings and then I say this is coming out of that, then it hasn't really gone over yet. Archer Daniels reported earnings. They were favorable. In Apple currently, nice. AMAT. So this one's recovering here. A few people stuck with this one, and remember that it was a spread trade. It only has to stay above a certain level. Um, so yeah, that's looking better as it gets closer to earnings and closer to expiration. AMKR kind of turning at this point. Yesterday was a little less certain, but today looks pretty good. That's a viable one to think about. I would be looking at this, but I would also be looking at the fact that I've got this momentum candle. So I don't need to put a stop down here or under here. I could put a stop right here at this level now that it's turning. So if I have good momentum, there's going to be additional potential. Amazon higher. Let's see. Okay. APH, not quite, but could be soon. ASX continuing to work its way up. If you have this trade on, we've gotten just a nice steady climb, so that looks pretty good. Nothing to do with it. Just stay in and keep watching. Let's see. AXP, this was one that I really feel has kind of fallen apart a little bit. Um, so yeah, some of the I think some of the financials have held up. We'll see that here. Baba was one I was looking at here. Do I think SNDK is acting like GME and CAR the way it's going up, a short squeeze? So I think that GME and CAR went up due to the high short interest. Let's what I don't know what just happened to my web page. Oh, it's like my Chrome has crashed or something. I don't know what's going on. I was gonna go look at the short interest. Uh oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Let me get into Yahoo Finance. BHE. No, which one was it? SanDisk. SNDK. Let's see. SNDK, and I want to see. Is it statistics? No. Yeah, maybe it is here. Hold on. Float. So this is what I'm looking at over here. And it's a little delayed. I can't remember if I had a better source of uh so there's 140 million shares of float that's available to the market. Shares outstanding is 148. That means the company owns about 8.5 million of their own shares. Let me see. Institutions own a chunk of it, and then the float is or the shorts is 9.75 million, which that does not actually equal 10% of the float. That equals about 8%, but it's not a heavy short interest yet. Now, if you look at this here, if you got to where there was 20 million short, what is 83% of so institutions own 83%. So that's 122 million. Actually, no, 122 of the outstanding. Sorry, 139 times 0.83. So 115 million plus another 9.75, 115. So there's still another like 25 million shares available. Nope, sorry. Plus 9,750,000. There's still another, that didn't make sense at first. There's still 15 million shares. What happens with like a GameStop or the other ones was there was just no room. And some of the institutions were the ones that were short. Here, this is held by institutions, and the short is people are like, hey, it's going to come down, but the short squeeze is going to squeeze those 9.75 million, which doesn't create enough to have like a big pop. When there's like a big batch, so 9.75 million, the other thing we can do is we take 9.75 million and then we divide it by average trading volume. Average trading volume is 15 million. That means that it would only take a day to cover. You can find times where it would take 15 days to cover, where the shorts held or the shorts outstanding, if people were to cover them, and that's probably the best ratio is days to cover. The longer it takes to cover, that's when there's a real buildup for a short squeeze, because as people have to cover, they're the ones who are then putting the pressure on. Anyway, there it is. Quick little like what happens in the meme stocks. It's when there's not enough shares, and then the shorts get are the ones that have to sort of like pump their shares in to help create the liquidity. Anyway, it's interesting for sure. Okay. Let's keep looking at our stocks. Let's find what's tradable today. Bank of America. So I'm not sure what everyone else is doing, but I closed some of mine on Friday profitably. I held the rest, and now it feels like it's in the hiccup. So I'm gonna let it go. It's okay. An inside day here above support. It's obviously it's not ideal. We'd rather go faster, but I certainly have plenty of time for that. Um, who's in it? What are you doing? Has anyone closed? What's the concern? Was in but closed? Okay. Pretty sure Steven still has a piece of that. Anyone else? Let me know. Somewhat patiently. I get it. Out of all, some on Thursday, and okay, still in. Pretty mixed bag. Pretty mixed bag. Okay. Impatient, work right away. I'm out. That's fair. Tight stop, let it rip. If it doesn't go, you're out. I get it. BCS, no. Citigroup. Is Citi done with its consolidation at this point? Maybe we'll see. Caterpillar still sort of moving around up at these highs. CF, same thing. Sienna is a little overextended. Coherent made a decent move pre earnings, and we had said that it might. Earnings are now tomorrow after market. At this point, not much to do. Cisco still going if you caught it. Delta, maybe. Diamonds. So the Dow's only got a little bit of recovery here. Dow Chemical. Here's GE. Precious metals are is anyone trading the precious metals? They seem to have gotten into a real confuse. There was such a bullish run and then a drop, and then it's just sort of bounced into this, uncertain zone. Um, GM possibly trying to find a support level. GBTG or GBTC, the Bitcoin, grayscale Bitcoin, or uh, Peter GBTG. Oh, okay, fair. I'll go take a look at that. Someone called out Google for breaking out. Yeah, that could be a flag break. I mean, this wasn't much of a flag, but when things are strong, when things are strong, they don't always flag the way that we want them to. Um, so nice. Love it. Here's Goldman. Goldman looks interesting. It yesterday, it kind of had a couple of times where it looked like it was going to drop a little hard, but then it just sort of stalled out. So I don't know. That one's still maybe setting up. Okay, Intel. Is Google overextended? I don't know. I mean, look at the way Intel is breaking forward. Look at Google. There is certainly an element of it that is overextended. It's in an area it's never been before, but it also means that there's no real true resistance above it. So it could continue moving. Um, Candles week. So initially I would agree that they did here, and then the question is today. Now, not right now, because now it's ebbing a little bit. But if at the end of today it looks like this and has above average volume, then you might think actually that's breaking out of of this short-term consolidation. Okay. Goldman, as I said, Goldman looks okay. I think City looks pretty interesting. Let's see. IWM, small caps. So the Dow today is up a quarter percent. Well, zero point 0.4 now. Small caps are up 1%. So still seeing that money flowing into the small caps more than anything. Okay. CVT or CTVA. All right, let me look at both of those. Let me get GBTG, GBTC. So which one was it, Peter? GBTC doesn't seem, I'm not getting anything. GBTC is this Bitcoin trust. Um anyways, that's it's looking a little bullish. That's I'd be careful about this one if that's the one. GBTG. I'm not global. Oh, there it is. I don't know why I didn't pull something up for me. My bad. Uh yeah. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit like it's a little bit topish. It's struggling to get back up. It tried once and then struggling to get above that range. Yeah, I see that. Let's see. GE Vernova. Yeah, no, that's been a strong one. We used to watch both GE and GE Vernova. Oh, I think that looks great. I think that looks great. Very expensive stock. options are reasonable. This would just, it would have to do a spread trade. I like that one. We've actually been looking at doing some increased industrials. I'm going to put that on the list. I agree. That one looks quite strong, and maybe like you end up like a 1120 by 1130 or 1130 by 1140. You can get a $10 wide spread and still be into the trade 3, 4, maybe five, somewhere between $3.50, $5 a contract. That's 350 to 500 for I mean, that's pretty much in the range of um, other ones that we see. Yeah, maybe we'll come back and look at exactly what those strikes would be on this one. This one could be an alert. This is the best thing I've seen. You can strong trend, new higher high, pulls back, higher low. And here's the thing that I'm going to say, Gabe. As long as the spreads can be worked with, we can spread trade it. Now, if the spreads are big, then there's nothing we can do, because if you have bad spreads, um, whatever happens with one contract is going to be even worse with two contracts. Maybe we take a look right now. Yeah, it's not great. They're quite wide, those spreads, untenably wide. As I look at it, I'm in the Junes. Great looking stock, but the problem is that you can see there's if we're trying to build a $10 spread and we've got $7 of width in the spreads themselves, it's just, yeah, there's not much we can do. Nothing we can do about that. CTVA. Let me grab that one. CTVA. Strong. You've got earnings though. Today. So if you're in it, you might want to think about how much more there is. Okay, let's see. Where were we? Lamb Research. Oh, yesterday was like, I was thinking about it too, and I'm like, I don't know, it's just not pulling, and then it gets that pop 6%. So all right, let's keep looking here. MasterCard, Meta, Monster, Marvell, Morgan, kind of flat. Here's Microsoft. Oh, look at Micron. See, and this is what we're talking about with a small consolidation at the end of a run. And then it got this. and it broke out, right? It broke out of that. Um, with volume, a little bit of actually, it didn't even have the volume on the first day. And then yesterday, boom. And then today, boom. And just like that, that's 15% right there. Costco, someone said. Costco. You caught that one, Kyle? Nice. That's the kind of breakout we're wondering if that's happening on Google right now. Right. So we got a couple of bounce trades potentially in a couple financials. We've got Gabe, sorry. Uh in financials, we've got possibly a couple of things other area. So yeah, the LRCX that's late at this point for sure. Although you can see it's already coming back a little bit. Oh, we'll see. MasterCard, Meta. Oh, see, I already went through these. Where was I? Micron strong, Netflix no, Nvidia. Nvidia could be setting up. I asked who would be potentially willing to trade Nvidia, and a few people said it's a little choppy, and a couple people said, "Yeah, I'd think about that." All right, let's see. Palantir had profits that were up like 85%. They smashed through their earnings and they're down 5%. Why? Well, because um they must have had a butt. There must have been a butt. Okay. QQQ up one over 1% on the Qs today. Rocket Lab. This is the only one. Actually, I had another one that we were going to add to the list. Um, let's see. The one we were looking to add. Lunar, LUNR. I need to update that. And you can see it's kind of the same thing, right? It's kind of the same thing here, where there's there's a huge shift. Anyone know the news in the rocket industry? It seems like there was things were kind of getting ready, and then all of a sudden an abrupt halt. Okay. Let's see. Rocket Lab, Ross Stores. Someone Gabe said Ross Stores. I mean, it's really around the same place it was when this like potential signal came in. right here. It was sitting around, 229.08. Right now it's at 228.87. It's really the same basic area. And this, it's just sort of grinding. So, I don't think um yeah, I don't know that it's necessarily like a no. I think it's does that look like the right time for something that might just, I mean, and what's the trade? Is it time on your side would be the requirement, meaning either buy the stock or or buy the stock, or maybe like some kind of a naked put where you're willing to buy the stock, and you can get some credit. Okay, let's see. Um, yeah, I don't think buying a call makes sense. It's a little bit too in a grind. If time's on your side, like I said, then you could think of like a credit spread, a naked put. Um, so okay. RTX, no. Silver, SanDisk. Woo! Thing is smashing higher right now. I would actually say, knowing that there is 10 million shares that are short. Um, oh, can you hear me? Sorry, did I lose sound for a second? STX strong. Tesla continuing to move. TSM no. UPS trying to come back a little bit. Okay. I went through three charts with no sound. Oh, I did. Which after SNDK, SPY. Sorry, Stephen. SPY is started strong and going stronger. We've broken out of the range to the upside. If we look at STX, well overextended at this point. If we look at Tesla, it's moved. There's not really any signals down here. The Vikings kind of chopping around a little bit. VOD. It's a tough one in VOD. Um, there may still be some in here. We'll see. WDC is up. And Walmart looks okay. All right, I'm going to go back up here. Back to City is a maybe. I would probably say City, if anything, is one that I think has the most potential. I need SPY to get to 723. Okay. Nice, Cap. Glad to hear it. Worked out. Um, SPT. Sprout. Yeah, that's gotten beat up pretty good. Although it's a little bit of a comeback, it seems. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think financials are looking good for the turnaround. This is probably the one I'm looking at the most, although you can see that the market's up a little bit and this one has pulled back from its initial up. Still though. Okay, let's run some numbers on this. Let's run a little bit of numbers here. Now, right now, you might think, am I looking for a move like this? No, no, I'm not. I'm probably going to be looking for a move like maybe this, maybe one of these, right? You can kind of see like when this thing makes its best moves, what does it look like? That pre earnings was probably the best one. I'm going to start there and then dial it back a little bit. So I might say something like that. And then pull it back a little bit to see. Now I'm more in the range of this. No, almost this one. If you start from back here, right? It's a little big, maybe, and a little fast. So maybe I give it a little more time and say that's what I'm looking for. And that will help me to then have a timeline 515, a target 138.50. Right. So now I can come in here and say 138.50. And then here, I would say for a stop, just underneath here, probably this right now, 124.05, something underneath the low here. Let's go back. $124.05. Okay. Let's see. Lots of lots of open interest. I said I need until the 15th. That's if things go right. I probably would only need a week for them to go wrong. And I think it's getting, let's go 135s. I'm risking about 125 a contract. If I'm right, I'm near 500. So not 4-1, but pretty close. Right? Pretty close. Yeah. This is looking interesting. I still think financials do have more left in them, especially if we continue to see things improving and recovering. A lot of other things are just kind of. I mean, there's not a real. The market doesn't feel in sync yet. We had this. We had a sell off, a correction, and then we had a deep a V recovery, and now we're moving further, and it's like we're still trying to figure out what's going to be the cycle and the range of the market, the zone of the market. So this looks as good as any right now to me. We'll see how the morning progresses and then what it shapes up to into the afternoon and if this one comes out. But I'm leaning towards a yes now. Questions about this trade? Questions about any other stocks that we've looked at or anything else that we're seeing in the market right now? Everyone's feeling pretty good. Um, it's Tuesday, and if anything, what direction is our um, what direction is our posture going? Oh, I was going to recheck GE. Oh, so GEV, the spreads. Let me show you. The spreads were too wide. Yeah, too wide. No, no, you're good. I thought the same. Let's go check. Let me move this back. Amazon, worth a look. Okay. I'm always a fan of Amazon. I'm always worth a check there. I don't know. I mean, it's tough. I agree. You can see this is kind of popping out of this a little bit, but you're so overextended in here. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's a maybe for me. All right. Um, Nvidia. I think Nvidia's setting up. Big up on SNDK. There you go. I think Nvidia is, if it's in your realm, the question is, can it make another run up here? That would give you 16, 17 points. And once it starts going, you might be able to put a stop right in here, and there's your trade. Um, okay. Okay. Would I trade this off the 1 hour? I don't think quite yet. I would do the 1 hour if and when it breaks 200. I don't see enough yet. Maybe if I had like a sneaky reversal attempt. Um, that would be, maybe that would work, but I don't see it yet. Okay, well, it's good to see everybody. Great energy, great conversation today. Market's in a good place. That doesn't mean it's easy trading. The fact that we've had this is what I want to emphasize as we end. The fact that we've had great improvements in the market conditions does not mean that things just are fundamentally easier all of a sudden. It means that the conditions are better and are moving us towards more risk on capacity, where we can take more trades comfortably, stay in trades a little longer, give it a little more wiggle room, things like that. It doesn't mean like, oh, it's so easy now. We still have to adhere to our principles and our trading strategies and rules. And if things are overextended, things are overextended. Sometimes after a move like this, I've worked with people and they like feel like, oh, I'm kicking myself because I shouldn't have done anything. You did what you did. If you can learn from it, learn from it, and then we move forward. Can I look at VTRS? Absolutely. We snuck it in under the wire. VTRS it is. Whoa! Well, now that's an interesting one, isn't it? Yeah. Um, Interesting gap down and then immediately recovered to a new high. Either way, I look at it and think, man, I missed whatever that was, but sure was interesting. Give me your thoughts on that. In it. Oh, well, then glad it didn't stop you out on the open and it's making money now. Because I would have to assume that it is. Okay. Well, it's like I said, great session, you guys. Good to see everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Glenn will be on tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I'll be on at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Back again tomorrow morning to open things up and check in on the midway. Thanks, guys. As always, happy trading.